Let's get ready to rumble!
Oh, bollocks. Oh, right. You're here already. Right, welcome back to Shed Tune and part 3 of the RB250 build. Where have we got to? We've got to here. Clearly we have a painting professional. We're here, and now we're going to do the main bearing and fit to crankshaft, and then see where we are from there. So without further ado, we'll crack on. First things first, a bit wobbly, so I need a couple of bits of wood which I prepared earlier. One to go under the front, one to go under the back. And what I tend to try and do is put them between studs, like so. It just stops it wobbling about. Okay. Okay, nice sturdy platform, because I want to talk to you about putting the bearing into here. Right, so there's a couple of types of tools or ways of pulling that bearing in. You can do the old pull it through by winding a screw down and it pulls it in. I'm not a big fan of that because it tends to, well, I like to be able to see what I'm doing. So I like this method. So I've got an MB tool where you literally heat the case and tap it in rather than winding it in. Not everyone's cup of tea, but I prefer it that way, then I can see what I'm doing. So here we go again, heat into here. I've moved the block of wood to there so we don't catch it on fire, and then when we get to the right temperature, we'll check it with the thermometer. If you ain't got one of these, it's an infrared thermometer, get them off Amazon for nothing. At the moment it's at 13 degrees, I guess we'll get it to around 100 degrees. Check it and then get the bearing in, which is in the freezer. Check the temperature, let's see where we're at. Now we're about 50. About halfway there. So we'll do a bit more. So look now. 80 odd, nearly. got to be nearly it. Yeah. So we've got the bearing out of the freezer. This is a, what is it, a 6305C3. And we're going to put it in now. Hopefully it'll drop straight in. Right, let's not burn our fingers. So, stick it. Yeah, do you know what? I'm going to burn my fingers, I bet you. There you go. Didn't even have to tap it, straight in. That's handy, Harry, isn't it? So it just goes to show, bearing in the freezer, right temperature on the cases, and it literally will go straight back in. So, as we all know, the next bit to go in will be the gasket. Without burning your hands. Then the plate and the bolts. So again, without burning my hands, because it is a tad warm. Still. Okay, that's more or less in. Then we got your 3 bolts to go in to secure the bearing. Oh bollocks, there isn't, is there? Because I haven't put the oil seal in. See, lucky I was paying attention. Well, lucky you were. Dry side oil seal, there you go. See, nearly made a mistake, so that's just got to be tapped into there. I did find my oil seal tool. Ta-da! And then the plate can go in. You can literally push these in by hand. There you go. And away you go. Put it in the right way around. Right, so the screws are in, and we've now got to just torque them up. So I thought I'd refer to Sticky's manual. So it says here, drive side also retaining plate screws, 4.7 to 5.2 Newton meters. Don't seem a lot, but there you go. So we'll set up our torque wrench and we'll torque them. Next part of what we're going to do is to pull the crank in, so I'll put it back in the engine stand. That's our nice AF race crank, small end bearing. We've got to put that on the end of the crank, that side, so we'll put it into the soft jaws, rest it on there, put a bit of heat and it should drop straight back on. Then we've got to pull it in. So there's a number of ways of doing it. You can use a puller to literally draw it in. You can use a socket if you haven't got anything, which goes onto the race of the bearing here, and then you use a bolt to pull it through, or you can use the trusty old method of the front sprocket carrier, which is what I do, with a bolt, and then you pull it through. Start off like that, pull the crank in, and eventually you can use that. So we're going to rest the crankshaft just on top of here, just so that it is flat on that surface. There you go, like so. And then, because I've only got one hand, we're going to take out the second part of the bearing, as you remember. That'll drop onto there, and then it will just pop onto there. So you don't want to get this blue, just a little tiny bit of heat into that, drop it onto there, and it will literally plop on. And it's now just located on it. So one of the things I like to do is just put a little tiny bit of oil into here, just so that that lip of the oil seal is not dry as you pull the crankshaft in. I'll put a bit of lube around here as well. Right, so the crank, when you put it in, obviously it's normally extended like that, needs to go around that way. You put this bit in first, like so, and you can then push it into the engine bearing. Obviously it's not being held, so you don't want to let go of it because it might fall out. Okay, so we've got to pull from this side in that way. So we're going to use the socket to start with, which is the exact same size as the bearing race here. We're going to use a bolt with a couple of washers on to space it out, just so that it can grip like so. It says, and then hopefully, oops, he says, we can start pulling the crank in. So I think that's 14mm. So we'll wind it in manually, little tiny bit at a time, and we'll rotate the crank as we do it. Right, we'll get it all set up and come back in a minute. Okay, we're all set up, ready to go. We're also going to need this tool to stop the con rod moving, which goes across the top of there. So 14mm, we'll wind it, and I can feel it pulling into the bearing, a little bit at a time. There we go. Just rotating it as I go so that the seal doesn't stick, and don't forget, a bit of lube on it. That's feeling very good. Quite like that to start with. So you get the idea, so I'll come back when it's done and in place, and I'll show you how I measure things. Okay, so I've now changed from the socket to the front sprocket carrier with the bolt, just to that last little tiny bit to pull it in. I can feel it just coming home into the bearing. Again. And it should stop when it's fully home. There we go. That's it. Fully home then. So now what we've got to do is check the tolerances to make sure everything's clear. So now what we've got to check is the tolerance between the drive seal plate and the crank, to make sure that there's enough of a gap so it doesn't bind or hit anything. And then the same for this side when we put the mag housing in. Right, so we want about 0.75 this side, which is where we're at, so that's good. And then when the mag housing is in, we want about 0.5 this side. So I'm going to dry fit everything and just see what it looks like to start with. Okie dokie, right, mag housing in, it's not bolted on or anything, there's no gasket, but I've just measured that, and that's about 0.4. So by the time we've got a gasket on it, torqued it down, that'll be about right. And there you go, that's a bit more progress on the RB. Right, that's going to be it for this bit of the build. Show me some love, give it a like, a subscribe, tell your mates. If you're building one of these, drop some comments below. If you've never built one but you want to build one, ask away, ask some questions. That's about it for the minute. I can't think of anything else to tell you. Don't forget, if you do want to really support us, go to the web shop, shedtune.shop, and there's loads of merch on there that really helps support the channel. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. See you again.